Going on, baseball fans, and we're talking about the ALCS and the NLCS. A little quick weekend recap preview of today's games. As of today, Tuesday, the Astros have a 2-1 lead in the ALCS, and the Dodgers are up 2-0 in the NLCS. Let's talk about the ALCS first. Last night, the Yankees offense came alive. I believe they won 8-1. Those bats showed what they're all about. One of my key issues with the Astros was that bullpen, and it looked like they had to dip into it early. In games 1 and 2, Dallas Keuchel and Justin Verlander pitched two great games, two some games right there. In game 1, Keuchel went 7 innings, struck out 10, I believe. And the Astros offense was able to get enough in that game. In game 2, Justin Verlander went 9 innings, threw about 130 pitches. 93 of them were strikes. And I believe he struck out over 10 as well, as the Astros won on a walk-off double from Carlos Correa. The Astros were able to not use their bullpen much in games 1 and 2, as they went from straight to Keuchel to Giles in game 1, and in game 1, Verlander pitched a 9-inning complete game in the walk-off win for the Astros. In game 3, however, the Astros offense failed them. CC Sabathia pitched a great game for the Yankees. He did his job. Aaron Judge finally broke through with a home run in the playoffs. And he had a great home run saving catch in right field, as well as, this offense lives and dies by the long ball. They will strike out a lot. They're very overly aggressive. I felt like they were super aggressive in games 1 and 2. It looked like they toned it down a little bit. I did not get to catch the last 5 innings of the game as I was at work. But yeah, there's just some things in this series that I don't like for each team. For the Astros, it's their bullpen, and it looks like it was a bit of an issue. Maybe Charlie Morton also pitched bad, I believe, too. He gave up a couple. I believe he gave up the first home run to Todd Frazier, who just flicked it out there pretty much with one hand. It's pretty amazing to watch. But that short porch in right field. That short porch in right field is a huge advantage if you're able to go the other way, or you're a lefty pull hitter. But yeah, there's some things in this Astros offense that I'm not liking. Jose Altuve is probably the lone bright spot, but the rest of these guys have not really gotten going. In the first series against the Red Sox, they were able to get their leadoff runner on almost every to start the game, and probably almost every inning, I believe. They were hitting great in that series as well. So far, this offense hasn't really found its groove yet. I think maybe the moment is a little bit too big right now, but they have a 2-1 lead. I don't think that they'll win tonight, though. I think that there's just too much momentum on the Astros. I feel like the Astros feel like they should be up 3-0 right now. Not the Astros. The Yankees feel like they should be up 3-0. They've played well enough to win those games. They just haven't. They just didn't cash in games 1 and 2. And in game 3, and in this game, actually game 4, look for the Astros to find a way to get to Sonny Gray early, make him throw a lot of pitches. You kind of want to avoid Chapman as much as you can because of how hard he throws, because he's able to make hitters look bad. But yeah, there's something to look at. Like I said in my original preview, I think the team that wins game 5, I think the series will go 6 games. 6 or 7. I think 6 is the maximum amount. I think the Astros will win in 6. I think the team that wins game 5 will win game 6, just because of the momentum that they have and how much pressure they are putting on the other team, being down 3-2 in a do-or-die game. So look for that. If the Astros are able to sneak out a win tonight, I think that she'll be looking at Dallas Keuchel game 5, and that'll be a series wrap for me. Because I think that they would use Verlander in the bullpen in that game to close it out if necessary. But now jumping to the NLCS here. The Dodgers have a 2-0 lead. Game 3 is tonight. The Cubs haven't really had a pitcher go on full rest, and they're going to have that tonight with Kyle Hendricks. He's taking the rubber tonight against Yu Darvish, who last pitched in Game 3 of the ALDS. The NLDS, which was about a week ago, almost a week and a half ago. It's been a while since he's pitched. The Dodgers are doing exactly what the Dodgers want to do. They want to get a little lead. They want to turn it over to the bullpen in the 6th or the 7th inning because that bullpen is so great. If they have a 2-run lead going into the 6th or the 7th, I feel like the game's automatically over. Brandon Morrow's been lights out. Kenley Jansen's been lights out. Even their lefty specialists have been lights out. Josh Fields has pitched 2/3 of an inning. He was lights out in his 2/3. My one problem right now with both teams is the hitting. The Dodgers are hitting a bit better though because they are doing situational things, moving the guy over, making good outs. Good outs being runner on second, nobody out. You hit the ball to the right side, move the guy over from second to third with 1 out. Give your next 2 guys a chance to cash in. Hitting sacrifice flies, taking that extra base. Some things that matter. And their clutch hitting has been great too. Puig has been great in this series, hitting in the 7th or 8th hole. Justin Turner has played like an MVP so far in this series. He's driven in, I think, 4 or 5 runs already. He hit the game-winning walk-off home run in Game 2, which was I'm not a Dodger fan, but watching that was pretty epic because you don't see that every day, and on top of it, there was 2 walk-offs this weekend, so that was amazing to see in general. So look for the Dodgers to do what they've done best this postseason, and that's to work the count against Kyle Hendricks, have him out of the game by the 5th, so that they can turn it over to that Cubs bullpen, whose ERA is, I believe, over 6.5 in this series right now, or even in this postseason. I believe it's been really bad for them. So look for that from the Dodgers to work the count. Stay patient. That's what they've preached. It looks like throughout the whole postseason, to stay patient, make these starting pitchers work. Some of these teams don't have that bullpen that the Dodgers have, so look for that. I think that the Dodgers have a good chance to actually win tonight with Yu Darvish on the hill. Kyle Hendricks being on full rest means nothing because that Cubs bullpen is bad. If the Cubs really want to win, Hendricks has to go 6 or 7, just so that they can turn it over to Wade Davis in the 8th at some point. That's my thoughts on that. So looking ahead for these teams, Game 4 is going to be tomorrow for the Cubs and Dodgers. I think Alex Wood is taking the rubber against Jake Arrieta in that game. And Game 4 is tonight for the for the Astros and the Yankees. Lance McCullers just taking the ball against Sonny Gray. It's not a do-or-die game, but it's kind of a must-win for the Yankees to bring the series to even. For the Cubs, I feel like this is a must-win for sure. You do not want to go down 3-0 to the Dodgers in this series, having to go Game 4 against Alex Wood, seeing Kershaw again in Game 5, and seeing Kershaw probably come out of the bullpen in Game 6 and 7, maybe. Something you don't want to see. So, that's our quick little recap of the LCSs. We'll probably do another recap later this week, obviously, depending on what happens in these series. We'll definitely be doing a World Series preview when that comes. More NFL game previews coming this week. And I think I'm going to start talking a little bit about the NBA as NBA season is about to start getting into full swing. Opening night is tonight. I think I'll jump into that later this week. And I think I'm going to start doing some top 5, top 10 lists here on my opinion of certain athletes or sports figures in my lifetime that I've seen. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. Baseball fans, I am out. Peace.